The morning I turned 20, my phone lit up before I even got out of bed. One message, then another, then another. Happy birthday! The screen kept glowing with notifications. Friends, a cousin, a couple of classmates. I remember staring at the phone for a few seconds, waiting to feel something, excitement, happiness, maybe even the small rush people talk about when their birthday begins. But nothing really came. Not sadness, not disappointment, just quiet. So I flipped the phone face down on the table, walked to the kitchen and poured myself a cup of coffee. No party, no drama, no big plans, just another morning. At the time, I didn't realize that this small moment, the way I treated my own birthday like a random Tuesday, would lead me into a question that stayed with me for years. A question that psychologists would later help me answer. But back then, all I knew was that my reaction seemed to confuse people. Later that day at university, one of my classmates leaned over my desk with a huge smile. "Hey Danny," she said, "so what's the plan tonight? Big birthday party?" I paused, not because I was hiding something, not because I felt lonely. The truth just sounded too simple. "Honestly," I said, "nothing special, just a normal day." Her smile faded into a puzzled look. "Seriously?" she said. "It's your 20th birthday." Another friend overheard and laughed. "Man, that's kind of sad." Someone else added, half joking, half concerned, "Danny, you should celebrate yourself more." That was the moment I realized something strange. To me, the day felt calm, peaceful even, but to everyone else it looked like something was wrong. Some assumed I must be lonely. Others thought maybe nobody cared enough to celebrate with me. One person even said with genuine pity, "That's depressing," and the strange part was none of it was true. I wasn't sad. In fact, I felt completely fine, maybe even better than fine. That night, lying in bed, I kept thinking about it. Why did the same day mean two completely different things to different people? For some people, birthdays are loud and important and unforgettable. For me, it felt like Tuesday. That curiosity stuck with me. At first, I just started reading articles about personality, books about human behavior, studies about introversion and emotional regulation. Eventually, I even spoke to a psychologist about it, not because I thought something was wrong with me. I just wanted to understand the pattern. And what I learned changed the way I saw myself. The psychologist told me something simple but powerful. Not everyone's nervous system experiences attention the same way. Some brains, especially more extroverted ones, experience public attention like pure fuel. The spotlight energizes them. Celebrations feel like a rush of dopamine. But other brains process attention differently. Not negatively, just more intensely. The spotlight can feel heavy. Expectations can feel loud. And suddenly something clicked for me. I started looking deeper into the research. One study published in the Journal of Analytical Psychology found that introverts often report greater emotional stability than extroverts, not because they feel less, but because they regulate their emotional energy differently. Another study by Radzi and colleagues in 2019 found that introverts often maintain better psychological balance by selectively limiting unnecessary social interactions. They don't fear people, they simply protect their mental energy. Reading that felt like someone had quietly described my brain. Because when I thought about my birthday, I realized something important. Avoiding a big celebration wasn't about rejecting happiness. It was about choosing calm, choosing familiarity instead of performance, choosing a quiet moment over a symbolic event. And then I noticed something else about myself. The psychologist asked me a question one day. Danny, she said, what do you do when it's your friends' birthdays? I laughed because the answer was obvious. I always remember them. I send messages. Sometimes I help organize something small for them. I genuinely enjoy seeing other people feel celebrated. She smiled and said, that's the paradox. Many people who minimize their own birthdays are often the most thoughtful about other people's. It isn't that they don't value connection, they simply experience attention differently. And over time, I discovered another layer to it. Sometimes keeping a day ordinary protects something inside you. When expectations stay low, disappointment has nowhere to grow. When there is no pressure to perform happiness, you don't have to act a certain way. You can simply exist. Neuroscience calls this predictive processing. Your brain constantly predicts how situations will feel before they happen. If it learns that certain moments tend to carry complicated emotions, even positive ones, it sometimes neutralizes the moment entirely, not out of pessimism, but out of balance. Looking back now, that 20th birthday makes perfect sense to me. Nothing was missing from that day. My brain was simply choosing the rhythm that felt most natural to it. Some people bloom in bright celebrations. The spotlight feels warm to them. Others grow quietly. In ordinary days, in peaceful mornings, in moments no one else even notices. Neither way is better. They're just different ways of being human. So, if someone asks me today, what are you doing for your birthday? I'll probably still shrug and say, nothing special, just a normal day. But now, when I say it, I understand exactly why. Because some of us find meaning not in loud milestones, but in quiet days that pass almost unnoticed. And sometimes the most real parts of a person's life are the ones the outside world never sees.